Hi everyone, I'm Charlotte, a Danish book lover who traded cozy Nordic vibes for sunny Spanish adventures, and welcome to my little corner of BookTube. This channel is going to be all about sharing my love for books and gushing over all the incredible stories that I read, also the ones that might not be so incredible, and I'm hoping to connect with a lot of fellow bookworms. Since this is my first video, I thought it would be fun to kick things off with the BookTube Newbie tag. My version of it though, so you can get to know me and why I love reading and what I love reading. Let's dive in. So the first question is, who are you? And this is one I've added myself because I thought since this is my first video, you don't really know who I am. So I thought it'd be best to introduce me first. Like I said, my name is Charlotte, I'm Danish and I moved to Spain in 2018, where I now live with my English boyfriend, his son, and our daughter and our dog. I'm 27 years old and I work in marketing. I think that's enough about me for now, so let's move on to the next question. So why I started this channel? Well, I think like every other booktuber out there, obviously we share a passion of reading and a love for reading, and that is also why I wanted to start a channel myself. I love to read, shock, but also because I have probably like one or two close friends that also enjoy reading. One of them lives in Estonia and the other one lives here, but I don't get to see her as much as I would like to. So they're the only two people I really have that also loves to read the same stuff that I like to read. So they're the only ones I can talk to about it. And really I wanted to see if there was like a bigger community, which I know there is, but I wanted to get into the community and see if I can make some new friends basically. And all I want to do is just talk about books. The next question is, when did you start to read? So I have always enjoyed reading. I think as far as I can remember, it was probably when I was in like third or fourth, like basically when I just learned to read. We used to go to the library, I think every day, can't remember exactly, but obviously I went to school in Denmark and it was a very, very small school because I come from a very, very small town in the southern of Denmark. And our school had probably around 100 students, and we used to go to the library quite a lot. And to be honest, when I think about how small the school was, we had a really, really good library on the school. So we used to go to the library and borrow books home. We were allowed one book at a time. And I literally went back to the library every other few days because I had finished the book that I had read already. And I remember one day on my birthday, I probably had turned 11 or 12. I was gifted a book and I was sick, so I couldn't go to school, which I was bummed about. But basically the whole day I stayed home and I read that book and I finished that book as well. So as far as I can remember, I've always loved to read, but it's been a bit up and down with how much I've actually read, because I've also always been really into sports. So my whole life it's been either sports or hanging out with friends or, you know, stuff like that. So through the years there hasn't really been much time for reading. I haven't really made much time for reading. Well, during the years I've read books, but it's just not been to the point where it is now. So I'll say probably last year in February. So my daughter is from December 2023, and in February we went to Denmark and England for our families to see our daughter. And I remember bringing books with me then. I have a series, a Danish young adult series that I've always loved, still have it, and I was reading that series at the time. So I think I brought the second book with me and I was reading that while we were away. And then from there, when we got back to Spain, my mum gifted me a bunch of books for my birthday. I think it was Fourth Wing, Caraval and The Cruel Prince. And as soon as I read Fourth Wing, that was it. That was me done. So I'd say I've always loved reading. I started reading when I was really young, but it's been up and down through the years. And then last year it really kicked off and it's just kept going. Next question is, why do you love reading? So again, I think this is probably the same answer that a lot of other booktubers and book creators will give you, but I love reading because it's it's a place to escape to when everyday life just becomes a lot, When I've been at work for a whole day and I come home and I have to do the kids and I have to do the dog and the food and everything, when it's finally time for me, then all I want to do is just read and escape to somewhere else. So I think that's why I love it so much. It's just, it gives you an opportunity to go somewhere else, like to go to a different world. And that's what I love about it. The next question is, what big series got you into reading? Well, if I'm thinking back to when I was young, obviously I mainly read Danish books and Danish authors. So that series that kind of got me into reading, I think, was about a young girl going to school. The stories were about her and her friends and like a boy that she liked, and she ran away from home and all these kinds of things. If there's any Danish girlies watching, it was Carla's Kabale. And that's what kind of kicked it off for me back then. But back then I also read quite a lot of fantasy and horse stories. They're the ones that I can remember from back when I started reading when I was younger. But now, the series that got me back into reading is Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm comes out in literally 3 days. So and then obviously ACOTAR I read as well, love that, can't wait to reread. I'm currently rereading Fourth Wing actually. And then I will say another series that's really done it for me is the Book of Asriel, like Gods and Monsters series. So those series, I will say, are probably what got me back into reading and kept me going. The next question is who my favorite booktubers are. And to be completely honest with you, I don't actually watch that many booktubers yet. I watch booktubers, but I also watch a lot of lifestyle and home videos and just very cozy vibes. So a booktuber I absolutely adore is Sarah Caroli. I hope that's how you say her name, I'm not entirely sure, but her I love her, the blogs that she makes, the videos that she makes, the books that she reads, her opinions. I don't know, I just really like her. And then I also really enjoy watching Mariana Moore, I think that's how you say her last name, Mariana Reads on TikTok and on Instagram. Really love her, she's super funny, and all of her opinions, I follow her on Goodreads as well, and I die every time she makes an update on a book that she's reading. She's so funny. And then another person, probably the first booktuber I started following was Laura. I'm not sure what her last name is, but her booktube account, I think on Instagram I know she's called Paperback Honey. On YouTube I think I think it's Laura Home, or she made a BookTube account with Paperback Honey as well. I'm not entirely sure, but her, really good. Love all of her vibes, like both the reading vibes, the book vibes, but also her home is absolutely gorgeous. So they're probably the three I watch the most, but I am trying to venture out and see if I can find more booktubers that I like to watch. So if you're a booktuber, please feel free to comment and tell me to watch your videos so that I can see what it's about. The next question is what genres I like to read. I like to read fantasy, romantasy. That for me, I think there has to be a little bit of romance in it for me to really enjoy it. I love romantasy, I love rom-coms, and I love contemporary romance, I love sports romance, hockey especially, because I actually enjoy going to ice hockey games and watching them. So that for me. Also got a lot into dark romance this year, and I would probably say that's probably my favorite genre right now. I love a dark romance book. Also, I've always loved thrillers and crime. I haven't read a lot of those type of books this year, but they're the ones that I normally would go for if I go back like a couple of years. And I do want to get back into it, but I think I'm just so invested in like romance and fantasy and dark romance right now that that's where I'm staying in my lane. And then I also really enjoy reading like fictional war romance stories. I am a very historical person. I love everything about the wars, like the First and the Second World War, and any book that's based off of that but includes romance, love it, sold. So I like that a lot as well. I think that's probably the genres that I would go for. The next question is what my favorite series is that I have read. And this is a really hard one because I've already spoken about a couple. I would say the Empyrean series, so Fourth Wing, Night and Flame, are definitely up there. Also, Gods and Monsters, like the Book of Asriel, I really love as well. I'm actually currently reading the third one, but it's taken me a little while because I've put too much pressure on myself to finish Fourth Wing, Night and Flame before Onyx Storm comes out, so I've kind of been in and out of it. Another series worth mentioning obviously is Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver, but I think if I'm to say like, if we're going by genres, my favorite romance series is definitely the Gold Rush Ranch series, also by Elsie Silver. I just loved this so much, and I know that Chestnut Springs is probably everyone's favorite, but this one was the one that did it for me, and probably the reason why is because I read this first, which by the way I would recommend. This is the first series that she wrote, so this is the one I started reading, and I just loved it. It was just all over 10 stars. Next question is, who is my current favorite author? Is it Elsie Silver maybe? I don't know. Everything I've read from Elsie Silver has just been top tier and I loved it. I still haven't read her newest two books, like the newest series that she's come out with. So I don't really want to base it off those. I've heard like kind of mixed reviews on those, but the two series of hers that I have read, I absolutely loved. I don't think I gave anything under 3 stars, so I'd probably say Elsie Silver is one of them. And then I also really like Amber V. Nicole, who is the author of the Gods and Monsters series. She just has a way with her words that I devour. I love it. Absolutely love it. So I'd say probably at the moment, them two are my favorite. Then the last question is my book collection, and I'm not actually entirely sure what you're meant to do on this question. Are you just meant to show your book collection because it's right next to me? I have 2 books, well I suppose it's 3, but I have these bookshelves here next to me, and then I also have a small reading cart, that one, well a TBR cart that I'm not going to show you because it's messy as hell. And so are my bookshelves because I have a 1-year-old who's learned to walk and she loves books just like her mum. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to quickly show you just a little bit of my collection, and then another day we're going to do another video of me organizing basically because it needs organizing. And then I'll show you my book collection. Hi, hello. You're a bit closer up now. Here is the bookshelf that I own. So let's go through the book collection real quick. We have my favorite series by a Danish author, a young adult series. This is usually where my ACOTAR series are, but my friend is currently borrowing the remaining 4 books. She's read the first one, but she currently has the 4 other ones. So this is where it usually goes. So as you can see, my bookshelves are just really messy at the minute. I mean, that's from Christmas. And then you don't want to see what my toddler gets up to. I mean, what is this? Come on. And then the cart. So it's not pretty, absolutely not pretty. But, so what I think I'll do is I'll make another video where will organize this mess. Yeah, I think that is it for my first video, the BookTube Newbie tag. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you'd want to come back and watch my other videos. So please, if you do, if this was something that you enjoyed, then please subscribe. Leave a comment. If you have a BookTube yourself, please let me know so I can go and check it out. I'm so excited to be starting this journey, and I can't wait to share all of my favorite books, a lot of reviews, a lot of coziness, a lot of reading vlogs, a lot of book hauls. That's my excuse for buying books, by the way, is because I have to show it to you guys. So book hauls, book reviews, obviously, but also if there's books that I dislike, then I'm going to share that as well. So I'm just really, really excited to be starting this journey, and I hope you want to follow along and subscribe. Also, it would be really fun if you'd leave a comment telling me a little bit about yourself and what your favorite book that you read in 2024 was, and who your favorite author is. Is it the same one as mine? Or what brought you to BookTube? I can't wait to chat with you all in the comments. Until next time, happy reading, and I'll see you soon. Bye!